Boom, boom.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, or wherever you happen to be. For me, it's morning, and I am joined by gameleap Cobb here with us today to look at 10 mistakes I will always regret on what I've done on this account. Say hello, Mr. Cobb. Say who you are.
Yep. Hey, man. It's glorious to be here. I'm looking forward to, man, it kind of feels like going to confession doing a video like this, Like you're just laying all of your worst mistakes.
I might have a collar on.
Yeah, it's like
Pax Vobiscum. Be at peace.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, it's going to be real bad, but it's in the name of helping people out, right? So people don't make their own mistakes and all that. So
It's true. It's like house cleaning. It's better business when it's dirty.
there you go, man. There you go.
First thing I'm kicking off with, and this was a huge facepalm. I'll always look at it on the account and say, when I started this account about 3 or 4 months ago, I had no idea about the champions. I didn't know what was going on. And I went ahead and I fed Frozen Banshee. Now, at this point in the account, I'm not sure I would need Frozen Banshee, but I had no poisoner. I started with Gaelic. Worst possible start. Didn't start with a promo code. Also hit that link in the description, free legendary. Talk about it later. Didn't start with a promo code. Didn't start even with like a legendary, anything. And I fed one of the best early game poisoners in the entire game. A1 poison with poison sensitivity, and I was using Gaelic and Clan Boss. Why did I do that? Well, I just didn't know. I didn't take the time to look up. Now at this point, I'm not super worried about feeding Frozen Banshee, except I'll probably keep her because I'm salty. I fed her at one point, and I've never seen her again. I mean, I've pulled thousands and thousands of mystery shards. I have never seen a single other Frozen Banshee. It's omega painful. But what I've been realizing now at the account's point is I probably shouldn't be feeding champions that have a revive when I haven't completed Faction Wars. So you may not be feeding Frozen Banshees in your life, or you may be way past that point. But oh man, yeah, for me, that was so painful looking back, man, and I didn't know at the time. Like, have you ever fed anybody that later you're like, oh.
Dude, not just fed, but you started Gaelic and fed the Frozen Banshee. That's like a double kick in the nuts,
I started Gaelic. I didn't see a Kale until I was like 45 days in.
I will say as well, like my main account as well, I also, I didn't start with like a beginner link. I didn't use like code Monkey King or anything like that, so.
Yep.
Yeah, worst, most honest newbie start possible, but I didn't freeze my Frozen Banshee at least,
Yeah, I've looked back at that always, and I just wish I got another shot at least having her on the account, which sounds silly, I guess. It's just a rare, but it's like, man, this champ would have done so much for me. I just didn't get anything out of it.
Oh my god, man. Yep, I mean, we've all been there. We've all fed champions that we really, really shouldn't have, man.
No kidding.
I think my first mistake I've got to hone in on, and dude, this is still a mistake I make to this day, is in the missions. And it's just not scouting ahead. It's just not scouting ahead enough, man. Like, I scout ahead a little bit.
I feel outed right now.
Yeah, but it's like, you scout ahead a little bit, but I feel like there's certain missions in the game that are just designed to, like, shove, like, a stick through your wheels, and really choke up your progress. It's like the early, like, the Great Hole missions way back in the day, like, when you need to get an affinity bonus to 10 or whatever. Like, those really suck.
I'm still working on that. Yeah, legit. Yeah.
But it's not just that, it's the, like, I'm on the Romantu missions now. I don't know if it's Romantu or Marius, but I just found out the other day that you need to use rank 5 or higher glyphs and hit, like, max substat ranks with those glyphs on your gear. Yeah, and you're gonna do that, like, 100 times or something throughout certain missions. Yeah, like, it's just...
Jeez.
Yeah, so, like, now I'm panicking and thinking, oh my god, like, I've really got to start saving all those 5 and 6 stars now, Like,
I'm on the 200 Classic Arena. I'm closing on Arbiter here, but all the ones except the 200 Classic should be fine. And by the time that's done, I'll have the Affinity 10. But the planning required... Like, I mean, you probably boned up on the information very quick, I would guess, Cobb. And I tried to do as much research ahead of time, once I started playing the game. But wow, I didn't understand how long it would take to get the medals to upgrade affinity bonus. Like, it's slow.
Yeah, it's really bad, man. It's really bad. Like, if you don't know in advance, it's just terrible. Like, the entire Great Hole is just one huge trap for new players who don't know better, really. Yeah. Oh my god.
And you want to spread it out as a new player, like, well, give me a little defense, give me a little attack, give me a little crit damage. Yeah. And then the OGs are like, don't do anything except level 1 spot. So, okay.
Yeah, just trust me on
this. Didn't know. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
thinking of the Great Hall, actually, I know you can get points for that for CVC, because the next thing that was on my list as well is this is something I still regret. So kind of funny, both of us still regret on this one, but CVC bookings and craftings. I am just terrible about saving craftings, and there's a part of me that's like, well, it's because I don't have the right gear. You know, I'm trying to get the gear and the better substats.
Yeah.
Side note, until literally this week, I had one pair of perception speed boots across the entire account duration, 150 days or something, single pair. But this week I got 2 more. But yeah, I don't save my crafting. And honestly, this one just kicks my butt on it, right? So if you're not thinking about this, watching, not sure about the CVC crafting, a lot of times you can get points for crafting artifact sets here. Like, I think all the time you can, and sometimes you can get like a 2x multiplier. So if you can, and you can save your crafting for there, you're going to come out tons and tons of points basically for free / you're going to make a profit on it. And same with bookings. I am just astronomically bad at booking out heroes, waiting to book out heroes until it's a CVC. Like, I don't know if that's easy for you to wait, man, but for me it's like, oh, well, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush, and I'm sure I could use this champion somewhere, and then I end up booking them, and it's great, I'm sure, but CVC happens, I don't have anything to do.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, you know what, man? I'm just going to go ahead and throw in what was my mistake number 4 on my list here, which I know it's like put me out of sync a little bit with my own list, but we didn't compare notes before this, right? So, yeah, mine was also...
No, we went raw. Raw.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing, because actually we've got some overlap, like, preparing for CVC. Yeah. Like, when I first started Raid, I would farm, like...
I'm so bad.
Yeah, I get, like, 14k CVC points, I check how everyone else is doing, and, like, what the hell, everyone's on, like, 80k, 120k, I'm like, how are they doing this, Like, what the hell am I missing
It
here?
is nuts.
Yeah, it's what I call, like, the 3, it's like the 3 pillars of CVC, the 3 resources that I always save for CVCs, no matter what, is skill books, forge materials, and of course the Great Hall medals. Some are more tempting to spend before the fact than others. But
I was gonna say.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm pretty disciplined.
And I feel like you have to be at some point, and I probably should have already been at some point here. I'm just not. I gotta grow up a little bit in raid terms, I guess.
Yeah. They don't call it wait Shadow Legends for nothing, You just gotta wait and wait.
Know.
Perfect time to use every resource in this game, man.
There's always gonna be a time to use it, I guess. And that has started to become a little bit fun. As a slight aside, I guess. It's like, man, when you do have resources saved, the game is, I guess easier is kind of a goofy way to say it, but yeah, it's more relaxing.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, you can actually enjoy the game and not be like sweating of where you're gonna get these points from for this event or whatever. Yeah,
like, oh man, what? Oh my gosh, me most of the time. Oh man, is this gonna work? Gosh, I hope this works out. Actually.
Yeah. But even on like my free-to-play account now, I just find it curious how I find it so easy now to hit like 100k points. On like a account that's 4 months old or something. Like
yeah.
It's no problem anymore. When you know. So
you're chilling on it. Man, that Hell Hades free-to-play challenge has blown my mind what people can accomplish, and we're in like a month now. Like, it just shows me like how bad at the game I am compared to like just some people that play. Like, it's anyway, I don't need to dog on myself here, but it's actually crazy to see people's accomplishments. My next one is maybe a 50-50 for people if they agree with me, but I think a regret that I have is that I thought that Live Arena wasn't like for everybody. I thought Live Arena was exclusively like unpleasant or unfun or boring. For me, it's not. I actually have really enjoyed Live Arena sometimes in the evening, because that's where it hits my hours where I'm more available for it, is I'll be able to sit down at like 9 p.m. and I get a cup of coffee and I sit down and I queue up. Sometimes my wife will watch if she's really bored, and we'll sit here and see if I get to go first and win, or if I don't get to go first and not win. Honestly, pretty chill for me. I mean, what do you think about Live Arena in general?
Oh my god, man! I can't stand Live Arena, dude. Oh my god.
All right.
I don't know, dude. Like, some behind the scenes, some sneak peek. I'm currently shooting a video actually that I'm recording over like the span of a month.
Here we go.
Yeah, like tracking the rewards, for Live Arena. I'm only in like silver rank, but tracking how many mythicals actually show up in every game, like what percentage chance there is to bump into mythical champs, and I'm doing like a lot of stuff, see how worth it is to put your time into Live Arena.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest
like
roadblock
13%.
Yeah, like the biggest roadblock I'm hitting so far, man, is just the willpower to keep on queuing. Like I really, really don't enjoy it.
Come on.
Oh god, I really don't like it,
that's
man.
fair.
I don't know.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah, that's it. That's super interesting. I think one of the tips I saw on that one time was somebody said, if you're against somebody that's just running the clock, I'm sure this was on Reddit. Yeah. If you're against somebody running the clock, just leave and re-queue. And I've taken that advice a little bit. I'm too stubborn to take it enough, but yeah, it's really a drag when somebody just grinds, like the pick phase, at least once you're in the battle. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's so painful. Like,
well, funnily enough, right, so that's another metric. That's another metric that I'm tracking as well, is how long you spend waiting versus how long you spend in the battle as well. You know, so like, yeah, I'm getting scientific on it, man. But
yo, I love the metrics on this. Everything from clan boss. Now we got the live arena metrics coming up, guys. Ooh, I'll watch that video. I'll hit the thumbs up and subscribe on that. Boom.
Oh, boom! Thank you, man. Thank you. But that's actually, I mean, I don't mean to chime in on more overlap, but my mistake number 7 was playing live arena on my list. So yeah. That's my hatred for live arena for you right there, man.
You're just not built different enough right now, Cop. Come on.
Yeah, man.
I just need to be built different on this one.
I just need to spend more, man. I need to spend more, you know.
That's what it is, man. I do think that mythical rate is over 10%. By the way, like I'm really curious what your math is, because maybe I'm biased, but I feel like more than 10% of the time I'm seeing, I mean, I don't have a mythical, otherwise that rate would be higher. I wish it was. It's 100% mythical rate. Yeah, it's I bumped into a guy with 3 mythicals the other day. He was level 67 or something, 71.
Oh my god,
it was crazy, because I'm level 72 and this guy's got 3 mythicals. I'm like, okay. All right, shout out.
My god, man.
Oh man, I've got one that I'm trying to fix. Actually, I put a recent video out on this, and it's Hydra. But the regret that I have actually is like not watching videos about the game in all areas that are going to matter. So when you start, the push is clan boss, and like that's correct, 100%. Right, so I pushed clan boss. Now like I've gotten into speed tuning, like custom tunes, and it's super fun for me. Like I love that actually. It makes the brain go burr and dopamine and all that. Like it's great. But what I didn't do is put any time learning about Hydra, because I was like, well, everyone says do clan boss. Well, now I can do clan boss. Like broadly speaking, like 2 King Ultra Nightmare. I've got an unkillable comp, but my Hydra's just, I mean, it's just bad. Like I'm doing like 1,000,000 Hydra damage. I put a video out on this lately, for a cry for help. It was like a hotline.
Oh
like,
man,
please. So if you have like two, 3 tips, I don't have any provoke, but if you have 2, 3 tips, you can hit me with it in this video, and I'll take it for free.
I mean, oh my god!
But I wish I'd watched more vids. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Hydra is actually just the end game boss of Raid, man. Like Hydra's easy. It's more difficult than Amius. It's more difficult than any Doom Tower boss. It's like, but like nobody says that, you know, and it just feel like you run into a brick wall,
right?
For sure. Yeah.
Right. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Without a provoker, though, I don't even know. I don't know if it's possible without a provoker, man. I don't.
Super goofy.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. It feels like so many components that are like really mandatory to Hydra. Like you need the provoker, and like 90% of teams are gonna need the block buffs, champions, and
right.
And then everything else, you know, the heals, the revives, the increased speed, the damage, the HP, the hex. Like, oh god.
It's like I don't even know if I can slow down some of these heads. Like that's on me. That's an information problem by me, right? But at the same time, it's like there's a lot of information in this game, and I kind of regret at this point now not having boned up more on Hydra, because now I dislike it. Right? We kind of dislike the things that we don't do well at typically, not always, but for me, I guess. And so it's like I like clan boss because it's fun. I do okay. I like Chimera because it's different. And Hydra, I'm like, ooh, I kind of suck at Hydra. The brain's like, let's not do it.
Well, Hydra's
let's not do the thing we suck at.
It's just so unfriendly to get into. Like if you go like against Hydra and click like the boss guide button, you know, and like you scroll down the strategy panel, it's like, bro, it's a book. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, there's way too much.
And it's like, what am I even getting from? Like, I'm getting. Right. I mean, I need Stone Skin or something. I'm sure. I don't really have a use for it right now, but like, I'm getting cool gear sets. But there's not as much direct translation for me as like a newish player of what I'm benefiting. Like besides clan gold, like that sounds goofy, and the fragments. But those are the 2 things I'm like, oh, I know what to do with those. But I get some of the other stuff, and I'm like, this is cool. I'll roll it up on gear enhancement. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
that's
about it. They don't tell you Hydra's actually like what the end goal. I think for most accounts, like it feels like the final content to me at least. Anyway.
Okay. Final countdown.
That's what I had in my head just now as well, but I didn't go there, you know. But
oh, sorry. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I'll kill the algo on this one. They're like, this is not karaoke night with Casual Samuel.
Yep, you're gonna get a copyright strike, man. Copyright strike.
Yeah, I sound just like it. It's gonna get us for sure. I'm a 1-to-1 carbon copy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I regret on Hydra.
Next mistake I got, man. Man, you know what? This is quite a recent mistake. It's not really that much of a beginner mistake, really. But
give us the details.
It's a mistake I was making real recently. That in Doom Tower, that I didn't even realize I was making this mistake all along. But people are right, man. Somebody sent me straight on this. That if you can farm any stages of like hard Doom Tower, and you can get to a boss that you want to farm in hard Doom Tower, you should focus on that. You should focus on that first. Of course, in Doom Tower, and never clear any of the secret rooms until you're ready to farm the boss that you're looking to target farm in Hard Mode Doom Tower, if that makes sense. Because then when you clear the secret rooms, you get a bonus key back, right? When you clear the secret rooms.
Oh, wait. Bonus key back. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you spend 1 key to clear a secret room, like a silver key, then you get 2 back in return, you know? So it's like you end up with more key than you have when you start. So like you can then more efficiently target farm. Yeah, just more efficiently target farm with more keys. The boss that you're looking to hit, man. So
it's free real estate.
Like I just never thought of it. You know? It's just an efficiency trick that I never even considered. You know, but
yeah.
So it's a short one, but
no, I love that one because I didn't know you'd see my screen, but I'm sitting here looking at. I'm hard locked on Hard Doom Tower floor 2. You know, when you're like, if you can farm a floor, and I'm like, well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I can identify with that.
It's a good one to know for the future. You know.
We'll see. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, that's the education ahead of time, right? That's the education ahead of time. Actually, kind of connected with that, I think. Is specializing champs, or I kind of regret not specializing more champs. And what I mean by that is, like when I started, you use your same champs absolutely everywhere. And for me, one of those champs is Stalk. Stalk is like sort of a recent fusion a couple months ago. I've been a huge fan. Like, dude has been
great, man. He's so good.
Mega helpful for my account. Like, it unlocked Spider for me. Like, he single-handedly unlocked Spider for me. Like, actual legend tier. But because he's in Clan Boss and he's my aura, and he's one of my best poisoners, probably my only booked poisoner. No Frozen Banshee, right? I mean, if I had Frozen Banshee, I'd be okay right now. Yeah. You know how it is. I'm kind of stuck on moving his stats around and stuff, right? Because I'm running like a tune on Clan Boss, and it's really been pretty limiting from trying to do any solo dungeon content. I'm getting closer to being there on the account. Gear's not great, but like I'd love to run like a solo Dragon 20 or something, right? Like, okay, champ train and all this, but I can't really because he's sort of used everywhere and I have to keep his speed. So what I regret is that I didn't, and Stock is maybe a harder one for me to adjust on that, but is that I didn't pick heroes and like just put them in my Clan Boss, for example. Like that's all that they're gonna do. Even if my damage is a little bit lower, if I'm still hitting the keys on it, then I would actually be able to just specialize champs different areas and get better results in those areas. Like I kept him as new for me, and he's not at a point, he's like got no books. Bro cannot even read right now, but he will probably take over either in my Clan Boss or he'll take over in my, probably more likely my dungeon farming, but he won't do both. I regret putting champions to do both. Did you? I don't know if you probably have long since phased out of that. Yeah. I'm still trying to phase out of that.
But I tell you what, that's a good one to bring up. Because of why? Because coming soon to Raid, there's going to be Phantom Shogun tournaments. And that's the kind of dungeon where...
heard about this.
Yeah, you really don't want to build out, like... You don't want to be having to switch the builds on like the best champs in your account just to take on Phantom Shogun. It's so niche, you know, what you need to bring. Like, the boss will always aggro and always target the champ in your team with the highest crit damage. So you end up building out like a Nalhorn with 300% crit damage, you know? Like, it's just, just ridiculous strategies to beat this dungeon. Yeah, and so you don't want to build like your main champions to be taken on Phantom Shogun. You want to be building champs that you don't use anywhere else if you can. You know, so like these budget teams for Phantom Shogun and building out very specific champs like Nalhorn and and stuff like that. It could be really, really important for people, you know. So I think that's a good one to bring up for the future, man. There's going to be a lot of guys to make on that for sure.
That I wish I'd done more with, and now I'm kind of, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not like I can't do it.
Yeah, it's tough with a small roster, you know. It's tough.
You know, the window's done, but yeah, it's not as comfy now. I mean, Frozen, you know, it all went downhill from Gaelic and Frozen Banshee. I mean, that's where I peaked.
Dude, that's like the worst start I've ever had, man.
First 1 week. Oh, I was posting on Reddit, and people were like, "Your start is so bad, you should just quit and restart." And I was like, "That's cool, but I did a game offer, so yeah."
I thought you were gonna say they said just quit and don't come back. You know? Like, oh God, like it's that bad. Just uninstall.
It was great. People were like, "You should just quit and try again." I was like, "Okay, thanks. That's not the advice I was hoping for, actually."
Yeah, not great
advice.
Great. All right, man. I mean, are we gonna shift on to a part 2 of this at this point? We're looking like at 21 minutes deep now, or 22 and a half minutes we've been going. Actually, we've been yapping over here.